Chapter 34. Why Shithole Countries Are Indeed Shitholes. You can paint a turd gold, but it is still a turd. Western colloquialism. In 2018, Donald Trump was alleged to have asked the following question behind closed doors in the White House in a meeting with lawmakers. Why do we want all these people from shithole countries coming here? Why do we need more Haitians? Take them out. Trump had been meeting with Illinois Democratic Senator Dick Durbin and South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham to discuss the visa lottery. One person briefed on the meeting said when Durbin got to Haiti, Trump began to ask why we want people from Haiti and more Africans in the U.S., and added that the U.S. should get more people from countries like Norway. The American Red Cross raised more than $500 million to bring relief to Haiti after the devastating 2010 earthquake, but it grossly overstated what the money bought. Although the organization claimed to have provided housing to more than 130,000 people, it actually only built 6 permanent homes, according to a report by ProPublica and NPR. To give you some perspective on what it costs to build a home in Haiti, as donator to my friend Frank McKinney's Caring House project, my $5,000 donation was enough to build a permanent concrete dwelling for a family of 8. So what did the Red Cross do with $500 million to build 6 homes? If you can build a home for $5,000 in Haiti, who knows? They are an NGO, a non-governmental organization, that lights money on fire and uses the money for their own corruption and internal expenses. Such waste should be criminal, and the people running the Red Cross should be put in jail for fraud. When I saw the home that my $5,000 built, my heart broke. Myself and the group I was traveling with had collectively donated $250,000 to build a village. But each home in the village was tiny and was about the size of an American shed. The people literally slept on the bare concrete floor with not even straw to soften the floor, no pillows, and no blankets. They had no crops, no animals, no businesses, no intellectual property, no marketable language. The Haitians speak Creole French, which is not really a language. It's a bastard dialect of French. With that language, you can't even open a call center and employ the Haitians to answer the phone. No one wants Creole French in the marketplace. The global marketplace wants American English as a marketable language. Creole French is an obscure and low-value language on the world stage. The homes we built were in the middle of nowhere. We had to ride the bus for quite some time to reach the site, but still, the homes were an improvement from what the people were living in before, shacks of scrap metal, wire, wood, and garbage. Like a bird building a nest, the Haitians built shelters out of whatever they could find. A concrete bunker house was a major improvement. Still, my heart broke, because I saw these people who had nothing to do and no way to make money. When Haiti was crippled in the earthquake in 2010, NGOs rushed in to provide aid. This was incredibly destructive for the Haitians because it wiped out all local entrepreneurs from restarting the local economy. Tom's Shoes came in and gave everyone free shoes. They destroyed the local shoemakers in Haiti because no one can compete with free shoes. Then the American corn came in, the rice came in, and all these other free handouts came in to Haitians. This systematically destroyed the farms. Rice prior to 2010 was a luxury in Haiti, and now with all the free rice from the handouts, everyone eats rice frequently. At the zoo, there is a sign that says, "Don't feed the bears or they will get weak and dependent." In Haiti, they need a sign that says, "No more handouts for the Haitians, please. Your gifts are crippling them and destroying their entire economy and society." As I write this, it's 2018, and Haiti is not in a better position than they were 8 years ago. In fact, the generosity of the West has further crippled Haiti. As the famous proverb says, "Gifts make slaves." The Haitians became broken in spirit, broken in language, broken in commerce, and had become a broken people wandering around in seas of garbage, even in the middle of the night with no lights, as I witnessed from the bus as we drove through the broken cities at night. American culture has turned from manly strength to a gender-neutral apathy that is turning into male weakness and destruction of the once great society. Strong men are no longer relevant in the American culture, and an air of piousness has entered the American populace in which the American people believe that they are invincible on the world stage and can never be taken down. Across the oceans in an ideological world war, the Islamic barbarians of Third World have-nots from the Middle East and Africa are the fastest growing religion in the world, growing by 70% last year and reaching membership in the billions. They are the have-nots, the barbarians of history, and they are looking for ways to penetrate the American empire, destroy it, and take the resources, land, and women for themselves. Every band of barbarians in history has looked at the empire and wanted to topple it. They have started with small attacks like terrorist bombings and 9/11. They lure American forces into the historical killing floor of the Middle East to butcher American soldiers and drain the American treasury with endless wars that are unwinnable against an invisible enemy, ideology, and terrorism. I put terrorism in quotes because it is an invisible enemy that can never be defeated. Hitler could be killed, but terrorism is an idea and can never be stopped. Terrorism is manufactured through our own fear and own ideas. Sure, there are barbarians at the gates and have-nots across the world who wish to see America burn, but the idea of terrorism will persist forever because it exists in our minds. Invisible enemies, ideas, can never be killed. They can only be fought with equal or greater ideas and truth, not bullets, missiles, and aircraft carriers. Now the barbarians are sending boatloads of refugees to Europe, marching large groups of men into continental Europe, and attempting to send these same soldier-age men into America to bring down the empire from the inside, just like the plots of Star Wars or the Hunger Games. The empire must be brought down from within. The Greeks, the barbarians at the time, defeated the Trojans by infiltrating their impenetrable walls with a Trojan horse filled with young and strong soldiers who mercilessly slaughtered the sleeping Trojans and made history. President Trump has been trying to stop his tribal enemies from breaching his perimeter to get inside and harm the women and children inside his protection, but the popular media narrative and the popular cultural narrative are at ideological war with his strongman ideologies. The war of ideologies and the subversion of American ideology and the destruction of the invisible ideas that made America great are underway, and as we saw earlier, the 4 stages of subversion will end in 1. Civil war, or 2. Invasion. America is more divided than ever, and groups that previously weren't violent are becoming violent. Women, through groups like Antifa, anti-fascism, and even the social justice warrior women are getting more aggressive and violent. Democrats and Republicans throw a lot of hate talk around. There are small political riots in the streets. Civil war could happen, especially if the currency collapsed, or there were a severe oil crisis and the people could not get food. America is an armed population with over 300 million guns. America has had a civil war before that split the country in two. Supposedly, this war was over the moral and ethical argument of slavery, as history officially claims. But the other story is that the North wanted to unite the states into one superpower for conquest. A violent uniting of the tribes? That has happened before several times as well in history. So which will it be? Death by invasion or death by civil war? Only time will tell. If America decays enough philosophically, it may be without slaughter. Instead, the barbarians may simply waltz in and take what they want from the haves in history as the weak men sit there and watch, like a group of sexually sedated bonobos, watch the apes from other tribes fuck their women and sire offspring that the cuck, male bonobos, will have to raise. Who cares? Why bother? Think of the male bonobos as they watch from afar, like the young men of today watching pornography, and other men fuck women that they can't have at home in the safety of their mother's basement. Pornography is the ultimate cuck move. Watch another man fuck a woman you want to have. How is that manly? In small tribes of 150 people or so, genes were the way to dominate. The king had sexual access to 50% of the women, and he built his own internal tribe of many children to protect himself and his DNA. As the tribe grew into super tribes, tribes that were so large that one man could not maintain such sexual access, a new way to rule was with ideas also known as memes.